Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to take you through 5 days of meal planning and prepping, and I'll show you all of the different things that we're eating this week, knowing that sometimes I prepare things beforehand, sometimes I get it ready just before we're ready to eat. So just keep watching and I'll show you what we're eating this week. I'm using my meal plan template and you can download it. Just look below for the links. These are all of the items I'm making, 5 meals, and then there's 3 salads that I'll have in the fridge just to take whenever we want to eat the salads, usually at lunchtime. There's a pasta salad, there's a creamy cucumber salad, and there is the kale salad. The kale salad is really easy to make. Here's some red kale, hummus for the dressing, some lime, salt, olive oil, and apple cider vinegar. Now here's a hack for getting the kale off of the stem. You want to just place it on the tip and then just gently cut down along the stem. It makes it really easy to cut the kale that way. So once you have all of the leaves off of the stems, then you can finely chop the kale. And I'll give you another tip for how to make kale a little bit more tender. Take your lime or lemon juice, cut it in half, put the juice on the cut leaves of kale. So you want to just squeeze it all in there. I usually use a whole lime or a whole lemon and squeeze it. And then I actually use the lime, I put it in a drink, some water. Take your sea salt, sprinkle the sea salt on the kale, and then this is how I make the kale really tender. So you put on some salt and then you actually rub the salt and the lime or lemon juice right into the leaves. And I do it for around 2 or 3 minutes. This really helps to tenderize the kale. And a lot of people don't like kale because it's a little chewy. This really helps. Also, you can try dinosaur kale. That's a little bit more tender and instead of the curly kale. But try it and let me know what you think of it. The dressing is a little bit of olive oil, 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then some hummus. You could also use tahini, but I had hummus, 1 or 2 tablespoons of hummus. I love using mason jars because I can shake up the mason jar or I can just mix it right inside of the mason jar. You can put a little bit of pepper in there. You've already salted the kale, so it doesn't need it. And that's the dressing. And then you pour it in. If you need a little bit more olive oil or apple cider vinegar, you just sort of taste it. So there's not really specific amounts. It's to whatever really tastes good for you. I add sunflower seeds and sliced almonds. You can really add any kind of nut that you want. Just adds a little bit of extra crunch. It would taste great with walnuts. I had some sliced almonds in the cupboard, so I'm using those up. Really easy. And then I went into the garden and got some really nice cherry tomatoes, so I'm going to cut those in half and put them in the kale salad. We are really big fans of pasta salad. So in this one, I used the Barilla protein pasta and I put in some green beans, some cut scallions, and what else did I put in? I put some spinach in as well. I had some baby spinach, and that combination really tasted great. I looked at the pasta salad and I thought it needed a little more, so I added something else to it. I found some goat cheese in the fridge, just around a quarter cup, and put that in, added a nice little tang, and also found sun-dried tomatoes. And it just made the salad pop, with that nice red look. And also I used a regular Italian dressing. I find that turkey burgers taste really good with onion soup mix, so I just mixed it up and there's the turkey burgers. Now time to make the cucumber salad. These are from the farmer's market. Cut up the cucumbers, added some dill, and then to make it really nice and sweet, a little bit of granulated sugar, just like 1 or 2 tablespoons, a splash of apple cider vinegar, and that it's a combo of a creamy sweet cucumber salad. And then I put in around a quarter cup to a half a cup of sour cream and mix that all together. It really tastes delicious if you can let it sit for an hour before eating. One of my favorite kitchen tools is this spiralizer. And what I found is I will just spiralize a bunch of zucchini. So in this case, it's zucchini. I'm doing the ribbon zucchini for a pasta dish. And then I'm using a ribbon attachment for another type of cold sesame seed zucchini salad. So this is really easy to use, but it just is like, you got to get used to spinning it. Once I spin and make all the ribbons, I put it in a pan, saute it, and here it is with chicken. In another meal, a couple of days later, I had these already cut, the zucchini into ribbons, and I am making now a cold sesame seed peanut sauce zucchini salad. And the great thing is that it keeps for a few days. So I actually made it on the same day that I cut all the other zucchini, and I just mixed it together and put it in the fridge, and the zucchini stayed really nice and crisp. So the recipe, I believe, is from Hungry Girl website. Quick, easy meal is cheese tortellini. It takes 2 to 5 minutes to cook. Put it with a side of chicken from a previous meal, and there is another meal for midweek. Here I'm marinating chicken for chicken kebabs later in the week. So I'm taking tenderloins, chicken tenderloins, cutting them into bite-sized pieces, putting them in a glass container, putting any kind of marinade on it that you like. In this case, I'm using a sweet teriyaki. And just by having it already pre-made, it lets the marinade sit, and actually it tenderizes the chicken a little bit, and also it's just ready to go when I'm ready to make the kebabs in another day. couple nights ago we had grilled corn and there were some pieces left over. So I'm just taking it, cutting off the kernels by placing them in a bowl and just cutting straight down. And then we'll have this corn, this grilled corn, with the next dish, which is like the Mexican shredded chicken in the Instapot. This corn will just be a side, along with rice and refried beans. I love my Instapot, especially for shredded chicken with just a little bit of taco seasoning. And here I put it on a collard leaf. You can put it on a flour tortilla, but I like it to keep it a little lower carb at night for my dinner. Time for the final dish, and it's the kebabs. So I soak the kebabs in water just so they don't burn, and then put the veggies on. I am making veggie kebabs and chicken veggie kebabs. One of my daughters is vegetarian, so I separate that for her. It did take longer on the indoor grill, but usually my husband will cook on the outdoor grill on the weekends, but I was doing this midweek. So we just had the kebabs on the indoor grill. They did take a bit longer, but they were really delicious. And especially with that cold sesame zucchini salad on the side. I hope you enjoyed all of the recipes. Have a great week.